Hi, I'm Paul from PDH Sports, leading online racket specialist, and today I'm going to take a close look at two new rackets from Dunlop. We've got the new Hyperfibre Precision Ultimate, and I'm going to put it against the new Dunlop Hyperfibre Precision Elite. So these are sort of Dunlop's new rackets for 2018. It's their control range, and I'm really going to take a close look to see how they sort of compare against each other, and also I'm going to say which one I prefer most. Okay, right, so we're going to kick this off with working on some power shots, some straight lengths with the Precision Ultimate. So power's there. I feel like I'm having to hit the ball well to get the power. This is more of a control racket, but so there is power there. It's a good first start. I'm not having trouble getting the ball to the back of the court. There's nice stability of the strike. I've mishit a couple, and that's where the power drops off. So you definitely have to hit the ball well with this racket to get the most power. But certainly, when I do hit it well, it's going to the back pretty well. So it's got 132 gram frame weight. It feels pretty manoeuvrable. Nice balance to it. 500 square centimetre head size, and so this racket features the 16 by 19 stringing pattern, which is one of the big differences between this and the Elite. So a tighter stringing pattern. So hopefully a little bit more. I would say it's going to give me a little bit more feel than the Elite. Okay, so I've swapped over now to the Elite, and straight away there is small differences in the balance. So you can feel it. There's only about 3 grams difference in the overall frame weight, but it does feel a different weight, and it's got like a looser feel to it, so more forgiving off any off-centre hits. Personally, I think the Ultimate had a better feel, but this you get away with a lot more than you would with the Ultimate. So it's really sort of flying to the back. Still got to put some effort in to get the power, but definite small differences there between the Ultimate and the Elite on these power shots. The Elite is more powerful, or the frame as a whole gives the feeling of more power because it's a bit more forgiving. So we've got the Ultimate now against the Elite on the short stuff. So this is where this racket really starts to come into its own. So for that control, bang, I'm able to really take the ball in nicely. So lots of good feel, good control. So, having previously been a fan of the Ultimate racket, I used one of the older models for a number of years. You know, it's a really familiar feel, classic head shape, and you know, real sort of feel off the strings. So, there's no doubt this racket is not a power driver's racket. It's probably for somebody that's fairly experienced, good player, likes the traditional style head shape, and wants maximum control from the racket. Yeah, so I feel much happier now. I've got this taking the ball in short. Really feel this racket excelling. So one of the new technologies in this racket is the Hyperfibre Plus, which they've positioned at 3 and 9 o'clock. And speaking to some of their Dunlop's developers, the idea was to give that stability. Like I think in some of the teardrop shaped rackets, they put the Hyperfibre at 10 and 2 o'clock, but after research and development, they decided, because this racket's more about control, there's much more stability through the short shots and your shots, having it at 9 and 3 o'clock. So that's the Hyperfibre technology in the frame. Okay, right, so I've come back having hit with the Ultimate, now doing my drops on the Elite, and for me, straight away I can feel the difference. The Elite, the ball's tending to sort of just fly a little bit more off my strings. I don't think the control's quite as high, but it's still good because it's a control shaped racket, but just compared to the Ultimate, there's more control and feel. But obviously you've got one of the best players in the world, Gregory Gaultier, who uses the Elite and has absolutely no issues with his control. So you probably would get used to it. I just prefer the feel of the Ultimate. Just seemingly, just tends to sort of fly a little bit more off the strings. My overall conclusion with these rackets is keeping it simple. For me, the Ultimate works far better. I was able to have more feel. As soon as I took them on the short shots, then that's where it was really noticeable that I was taking the ball in with a lot more confidence. I also prefer the weight, slightly lighter weight, but the balance seems better for me in this one. There is a noticeable difference. This is a more forgiving racket, so I think they're both rackets are going to be targeted at a very serious sort of style of player, somebody that's playing 3-4 times a week. Wants real consistency out of the racket, because that's what you get. If you hit it badly, then you feel it. If you hit it well, then again you are rewarded. It's just, for me, the Ultimate worked better. So I said I wanted to do like which one I personally preferred, and the Ultimate was my favourite racket out of the two. So these are two rackets that 100% are targeted at serious players. Dunlop are now sort of really back in the squash game. They're no longer owned by Sports Direct. They're sort of pumping some money back into it, and these are sort of their first new rackets. They've got the new Hyperfibre. Exciting times. They've got Gregory Gaultier sort of endorsing the Elite. Diego Elias, a young and up-and-coming player, behind the Ultimate. So I would say if you are looking for a real control racket, then it's going to be hard not to look at these Dunlop frames. Okay, so Dunlop's new Precision range is going to be available at pdhsports.com.